entrepreneurship and sharing your dreams or your plans, rather. I have the only entrepreneur out the group here today to talk about sharing your plans. Everybody knows Sam. So, or you introduce yourself.
I'm Sam. No, I'm Samantha Prescott, owner of Nana's Good Pudding in Hamilton Mall. Make sure you come check us out.
All right. So, being an entrepreneur is something that Sam can speak to better than me. But I do know, as far as being someone that has things that they're interested in doing and sharing plans, it's hard to kind of execute those things without having others involved. But sometimes having others involved can, might not benefit you much. So she's somebody who can give me some insight and give us some insight on how to do that and be successful. So you on the spot, girl?
I see. So I think we need to kind of break this down, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as far as sharing it, what I will say is this: you can't get it done by yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every good business, every good business owner, entrepreneur, however you want to call it, label it, even though you may not see it, hear it, it's a team. Unless you are 100 person,
Mm-hmm.
you got some help somewhere, somehow, somebody, or a bunch of bodies that's either behind you, helping to propel you, or they're giving you guidance, they're giving you support, whatever it is. So what I will say for me, and I can only speak about me and my experience, I have help.
Right.
Now, is everybody in the forefront? No, because my help, my team was like, this is what this is going to be for you and for us, so this is what we're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it was put these babies' face out there.
Okay.
It wasn't about my face. When I came out the gate, it was them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm their name. So, and for me, it was an easy sell. Who don't like cute kids? You know what I'm saying? Like, you see cute babies, no matter what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, that's what it was. It was, and I hate to say that I used them, but I did, because in thinking about the process, it was easy, because I say it all the time, I'm horrible at public speaking. I hate to be in front of cameras, groups, audiences, and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was easy for me. It was like, okay, I don't have to put my face out there. I don't have to be standing out there. So I can do all of these things because it has a face. It has a face, it has a name.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as achieving the things that I wanted to achieve, I had help.
Okay.
And the good thing for me was I had trusted help, which is so important.
Very much so.
You have, I think, I don't know anybody. I have some friends that are also in business or entrepreneurs or whatever, and a lot of them have been burned. A lot of them have been misguided. You know what I mean? Like, there are lessons learned in every aspect of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for them, it's kind of like, I just be jacked up all over the place. I don't trust nobody. I don't know how I'm going to get this done, because I don't trust nobody. I had this experience. It's been this hard, and now I just got to put the whole load on my back and win, lose, draw, sink.
Right.
I just got to do it all by myself. Fortunately for me, that was not my reality.
Mm-hmm.
And I thank God, because even in trying to do, it's kind of like, I don't want to put all of this on whoever, you know what I mean, whoever, whether it's my husband or my mom or whoever. I don't want to put this on them. I got to do this, and I just got to figure it out, because what I don't want to do is wear them out.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Like, even the little things,
Mm-hmm.
when you think, your mind tells you, I can do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be easy. How hard can it be? And then you get in there and you're trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together, and you're trying to get the work done, and you realize, I need help.
Right. Right. So that's where I stand. It's like, I know that with everything that I'm interested in doing, I need help. It's trusted help that's hard to find. you know, you want to believe that everyone is who you are. You want to believe that everybody had genuine intent, but the reality is that they don't. And there is nobody that's going to be passionate about what you got going on like you are. For me, as far as getting into this type of a lane now, it's time management. I'm horrible. Okay? And that's just me being transparent at time management. And I'm not horrible because I can't be there. It's because I don't have help. And I'm starting to learn that even though you may be someone that's putting yourself out there for others and helping other people, people don't care about that. They care about you being there when you say you're going to be there. It doesn't matter that you had to do this, and this beforehand. And they may know that ahead of time. But because you said you were going to be there at this time, they forget that you have a life. And I'm starting to learn, going into this arena, entrepreneurship and nonprofit and things like that, that it's important that you have people that help you, not because, you know, you just need them to do things just for time purposes. I can't be everywhere. And I'm someone who likes to, I don't need to be a face of anything. I'm fine with it. I just like to do stuff. And I like to do stuff that brings other people in and gives other people opportunities. But because I like to do that, I need help doing it. It's just how do I get the help and trust my help? Now, am I not trusting my help because of something that is going on with me, or I'm not trusting my help because, you know, people shady. In this area, they shady. Y'all all shady. I'm just going to just be 100. Shady and hateful. Every day and everywhere. But there are some who want to see what's best for you, but it's hard when you got, I'll put it like this. I have a person who is a friend of mine who she wants what's best for her friends. But I've heard her talk about other people. So I know what she is capable of. So how do I know? You might be smiling in my face, girl, but I know what you're capable of. You might not, what I'm doing may be in competition with what you're doing, so you may be smiling in my face. That's how I think. And maybe I'm just suspicious, I don't know. But I know something's up with her. I do know that much. I do know that sometimes people will act like they want to be a part of what you have going on to stay on top of it so they can make sure their plans are ahead of yours. So I guess that's where I'm at with it. Learning the ones that are trying to help me for real versus the ones that are helping me to make sure that I don't get ahead.
Well, I think that no matter what the case is, no matter what their intent is, what's for you is for you. No one's going to be able to get in the way of that. Nobody's going to be able to stop that or change it. Now, what you can do is be careful. You know what I mean? Like if I know that there's something or someone who can afford me something that I need, and that may be my only option, what choice do I have? I've got to see what that is going to be. I have to see it through. Now, if it doesn't work out for me, lesson learned. Okay. Right? But it may very well work out for me. And now you may have either forged a new relationship, and now this is somebody that you know, even if you don't trust them off the bat, sometimes you just have to give people the benefit of the doubt. Yeah. Let them show you who they are or what they'll do. And not just assume, because it could be someone who you think that,
but that's not the
case.
case.
From it. So I think you know, it just can't be random, because you know who you know. Like you said, you know that friend's tendencies, but is that friend the only friend or person that can offer you what you need? Because if so, it's kind of like, okay, I need that from them, and it doesn't matter what they say or what they do with the information, because we've had this conversation. You may be doing the same thing that I'm doing, but you're not doing it this way because you're not me. You're not in the same situation that I'm in, because your situation is your situation. So it really doesn't matter. Right. So I think you have to trust yourself more than anything. That's true. I mean, you know when you feel what you feel. You know when something feels crazy, sounds crazy, looks crazy. Chances are It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But then you also know that I'm trying to protect this.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to put this out here because this is my baby. I want to protect this. I want
Right.
to help this thing grow, and I want it to be what I want it to be, and I don't want it to get tainted.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact of the matter is, you can't. There's really no way you can do all of the protection and something still will work.
But there's still going to be something
Mhm.
that's going to come out. Right.
Yeah. So it's just, I think it's more about trusting yourself and your instincts
Mm-hmm.
before looking at that person and being like, can I trust you with my baby? You may not have to even put your baby in that person's hands or in that
Mhm.
person's care. But if they can do something to help you raise your baby,
Mm-hmm.
you need to talk.
Right.
You need to talk. So a lot of it for me was, although I did protect it in a major way. Like I didn't tell anybody I was opening a store until I was opening the store. I didn't tell anybody. You know what I mean? Like even like now, I don't tell what my favorites of the month are until they out. So I think that was just something that I adapted because I was more afraid than trustworthy. I
Right.
was just afraid. Like, I don't want to share this because if it doesn't work out, no.
Then what? That's my thing.
Or you know, if it doesn't go the way,
Mhm.
like, and even when I had put it out that we were opening the store, I never said a date. I never said I'm opening the store on this day until I knew I'm opening the store
On
this
that day.
So
Okay.
it wasn't like, you know, even people would, when I put the sign up, people would ask, when you coming, when you coming? I'm
Mhm.
coming soon.
Coming
Oh,
soon.
coming soon. Oh, it was never like we're opening up on this day. We're never doing it. It was kind of like, oh, in the next couple
It's
months.
like
or
you
the
let the
next month, you know, that's
anticipation.
what-
and build
Right.
up.
So I never married the idea of I had to do it because what I didn't know was anything. I didn't know anything about opening the store.
Mhm.
So I didn't know what that process looked like
Mhm.
at the moment that I got the key. I didn't know I was going to have to do all the things that I had to do to get the store open.
Right.
So it was kind of like, okay, in order for this to be real, I'm going to put the sign up. I'm going to do it. I'm committed to doing it.
Mhm.
Now, how I'm going to get from I'm committed to doing it until the door gets open was beyond me. I had no idea. You know, me and my husband were kind of like, okay, we know we have to do this, we have to do this, we have to do this.
Right.
How are we going to do this? Okay, we got this done. Now, how are we going to do this? It was
Mhm.
literally like a full-on production
Mhm.
over months. It took us months to get that store open.
Yeah.
So I was more afraid to say anything,
Mhm.
and I knew I still needed the help. So it was kind of like, okay, I know I need this help. Let's go get this help, but let's not say we're doing what we're doing. Let's
Right.
just say, hey, I need this. I need this paint job, or I need this cleaning job, and it's kind of like, okay, they go, no, what are you doing? You know, it was like that. Like it came.
It wasn't
the
like
information
full
came
of
after
what you were doing.
Right. It wasn't like, hey, I'm doing this. I need it. No, I was too. I was literally afraid.
Yeah. And that's how I feel like I'm so tight-lipped because even though, like you said, what's for me is for me. I know what God has for me is for me. At the end of the day, no matter what somebody tries to do, you ain't gonna do it like I'm gonna do it.
Right.
So it doesn't matter whether you know what I'm doing or not. I guess, but energy means something. You know, people, word of mouth means something. Somebody could say something to the right person, and it could be a detriment to me. So I guess it's getting people together and doing what I need them to do, and then being quiet at the same time. And we don't know how to be quiet, especially when we're dealing with each other. And that's just a fact. Like I can go, there are very few people I can go to and say, hey, I'm doing this. Help me get this together, but don't say nothing. And they really don't say nothing. There's always going to be somebody that's like, you know, Amanda is doing this and this, and I'm like, yo.
Because people need something to talk about all the time.
But my thing be talk about something else, because I know what you're doing, but I'm not talking about what you're doing. And I don't want you, and it's not that I don't want you to talk about what I'm doing, because there's 1,000 people that may have done what I'm doing prior to me. There's always a trailblazer somewhere. None of our ideas are original, if you like really think about it. In the grand scheme of things, nobody's ideas are original. It's just the way you do them. And even though that, even though there may be people that may not do it the way I do, they still try to find ways to interfere with what I'm doing. And I'm trying to learn how to get over that, I guess. Not necessarily worry so much. I don't really care because I know you can't change anything for me. It's just I don't want anybody putting things out ahead of time because when people put things out beforehand, it may not be just like you said. I may not be completely done with it yet. I still want to tweak something. I still might want to change a date. I still might want to do this, but you done already ran your mouth. So now I'm obligated.
Yeah.
So when it looks half-assed, my name is attached to something that looks half-assed. And that's what it is for me. It's not necessarily, talking about it in the means that you want to steal it. What you want to steal? Somebody else's idea? Because it wasn't mine either. I just decided to do something else with it. All right? So you want to steal something, but it looks half-assed. So what is it going to look like when you do it? It's going to look stolen and half-assed. But it just seems like in this area, people rather take stolen and half-assed
Instead of your own.
Instead of your
I
own.
think it's just easier for somebody. Especially I've seen a lot of people who don't have their own sense of direction.
Yeah.
Or, they don't know what they want to do. They marry themselves to the idea of what someone else is doing. It's like, oh, they're doing anything. Let me have my hand in it and see how I can, either enhance it or change the color or change it. It's just like all of these things, especially when people don't know what it is that they want to do. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, oh, I need to do something. Like entrepreneurship's the new wave. I got to start a business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But and it not being a business that they wanted to do. It's just like, oh, well, that person's doing that, they're getting money or they gain popularity doing whatever they doing. Let me do that too.
Right.
So I think it's always going to be a something.
Yeah.
It's always going to be a something.
And I be wanting to say so bad, you want my something, but you don't want what comes with my something.
That's always the case.
Because what comes with my something is a lot. Like you might be like, I want to hurry up and do this. Yeah, you want to do that paperwork?
Right.
You feel like spending that money? You feel like crying when somebody tell you they're going to do something, and then 5 minutes before it's time to do it, they be like, I can't do it because I got X, Y, and Z. It happens. And trying to figure out ways, I thank God that I have people around me, enough people, the help that I do have, to try to circumvent some of the things. But there have been a few times where something could have just fell right through the cracks in the 25th hour.
Yeah.
And because that's just how people do. And I've learned that, and I'm seeing, not learning, but I've seen a few people, not personally to me rather, where they purposely have failed on somebody in the 25th hour just to see them fail. So I guess because I've seen things like that, I have a hard time getting people.
It's a fear.
And I have to get over. Everybody's not like that. And there are some people that I have a lot of things that I want to do, and there are some people that can help me with them. And everybody's not the same, but show me them folks, because around here, everybody even want what you got. They want what you have on the back end. They want what they see on social media, but they don't want they don't want the work. They don't want what comes with it. They don't want the no's, the money, the losses, the disrespect. Because there's always a lot of that.
Yeah.
And there's always a lot of people that think that you don't deserve to be doing what you're doing, or, who are you? There's always that, so you're always fighting against that. It's not even just like monetary, it's emotional, it's mental, it's all of it. And the physical work of it. If you're doing stuff, even if you're driving from place to place, your ass is tired. You're moving around. I be tired as hell going from here, everywhere, and moving everywhere. But people just see the end result, and because they see the end result, it makes them envious and less likely to help versus being like, yo, let me get on and let me help her. So I'm learning how to do that, and I figured you was somebody that I could ask to help. I, don't talk about this type of stuff much, especially not in this type of arena, because it makes me feel I'm not the vulnerable type. So this makes me feel like real vulnerable to talk about I talk about my personal things, but not in depth, not like this. But it might be for my benefit. So thank you.
Anytime.
Thank you. So we are going to wrap this up, and thank you for watching, and we'll see you next episode.